My name is Steve. Um, I'm a lifelong resident of Baltimore City, born and raised mostly in Park Heights area. I can't really remember a time in my life in Baltimore that drugs didn't exist, that they wasn't around, that they wasn't plentiful. Starting high school, or junior high school at the time, drugs was there. Walking to school, coming from school. I think I started off like mostly everybody, in the hallways or behind the alley, smoking joints, drinking beer, progressing from there. As I got a little older, I started selling the joints. In my neighborhoods, in my communities, drugs was a real easy way to make money. A lot of it real fast. If I can think back to my first love, I think it was the streets, hustling, seeing what was going on out there. I was actually riding a bus in East Baltimore, Greenmount area at the time, going to get some jewelry, from my proceeds from selling my joints. And it was just so many people outside. I couldn't believe it. I had to get off the bus and go see what all the people were about. And behold, it was a shop going on. I mean, somebody was selling some drugs. And it was just so live, so many people, so much actions that I felt like the skies opened up and people say, hear that harp, oh. And I pretty much thought from that moment that was my calling. I'm gonna be one of these hustlers. I'm gonna sell drugs too. I'm gonna get my money up. But as time went on, my fun changed from having a good time, chilling with the ladies, making money, to more getting high, more relaxed, more away from the things that I thought were so important. And again, I fell in love. When I fell in love with it, I really fell in love with it. And I probably can say to this day, I've loved very few things as much as I loved drugs when I was getting high. I actually like to think to myself that I don't want to love anything that much anymore. I can't even give you an accurate account of the type of drugs I was doing. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth. And at the times where I didn't have drugs to sell, I still had ways and means of getting them. I mean, if I had to take, if I had to beat, if I had to rob, whatever I had to do. Few of those times it sent me to jail. Actually, a lot of those times it sent me to jail. But that's back to the love. I loved it so much that it could have sent me to jail 1,000 times at that moment. And going back and forth to jail during this time, like I said, it really didn't matter to me because I wanted what I wanted, and I wanted it now. And during one of those incarcerations, my brother was murdered. He was murdered right in the very streets where we were born and raised, where we played at, where everybody knew us. And I felt really, really hurt, really disrespected, really mad. Like, who in the hell would get enough balls to kill my brother? You understand? And I remember that particular day, I wanted the pain to go away, and I started getting high. I'm talking about not just my regular high. I wanted to get high. All the crack I wanted, all the heroin I wanted. I had some weed too, but the pain didn't go nowhere. I was so angry that the drugs didn't help the pain. As much as I tried, the drugs didn't help. I just remember passing out. I don't know if it was from the drugs or from my anger or for what it was. I just remember passing out and waking up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I still had plenty of drugs left over, but there was no desire or want for me to get high. When I wanted to get high yesterday, and it didn't work for the first time in over 10 years, it didn't work. No effect at all, just anger. I really I had no desire. I didn't have to go to a 12-step program. I didn't have to do anything from that moment. I don't know what it was. I can't explain it to this day. It's been over 28 years ago, but I never felt or had a desire from that point to get high. I actually moved in a different direction in the last 10, 15 years, where I try to help people that was in my position. I've been to school trying to get my state certification to finish. I'm getting a little emotional now because, just remembering that time was really tough. But during my recovery and helping people, I come to realize that a lot of people that put work into helping other people, families, mothers, counselors, husbands, wives, children, who put work into people that they think didn't work, who loved ones that did still pass away. I believe a lot of those actions got poured into a person like me and persons like myself. A part of my messaging is to let people know that those wishes, those hopes, all the work that they do, that's because it didn't work for the person that they intended to work for. Doesn't mean that it didn't work, because a lot of those actions and a lot of those deeds were poured into me, and I appreciate it. I really do. When I'm helping people, a lot of attention that I get is towards me. I can't believe that you're doing this kind of work, that you're helping people now. People know me from using drugs or selling drugs. People know me for a lot of things, so to see me in this light, it's still hard for a lot of them to believe that I could come this far. I could teach Narcan training. I actually train the trainers. I'm out on the streets, the same streets that I hustled and broke law and got high and ran with the dirty bunch and did everything that I wanted to do. Now I'm on these same streets trying to make a difference. Change don't come so easy for everybody, whether it's the user, the dealer, whether it's the community, the way people view you, the way people see. Their perception is already set in their mind, but I don't let that hinder me in any kind of way, because I feel like if they can see that change in me, it can motivate a change in them. Right? I wouldn't think years ago that I would be sitting here. I didn't, a lot of my family didn't think it either. To know and understand what it feels like to give back, I'm pretty familiar with that now. And when I see somebody taking a view from me or of me and it helps them, then I know it's worth it. I know when I'm doing this right. And I feel good about it. The outreach that I do is pretty much in the communities that I grew up in, the communities of Baltimore City mainly. And I try to teach people not just Narcan training, but teach people life skills, teach people that they can overcome. I give people, I like to think a hope, because in the streets of Baltimore, drugs are so important to the people that's using the drugs, that the people that's not using the drugs don't see the importance in that. So when we come through and do the outreach that we do, meeting people where they are, we see the importance of where they are, because we all been there. So in that regard, outreach for me isn't just handing out Narcan. It's trying to help a person help themselves. It's trying to show a person a different way. Let them know that just because it's not so easy, don't mean that it's so hard. Today, life looks very, very different for me. There was a time I was locked up for years at a time, and I tried to imagine, think of all the things that I wanted and all the places I wanted to go when I got released out of that place. And after all of those years and all of those thoughts, I outlived every imagination that I had. I've done everything that I had on that list and so much more. Today, I'm a father of a 1 month old, a 1 year old, an 8 year old, 15 year old, a 20 year old, and I could go on and on. I have a lot of children, but I am a productive part of my community. My neighbors know me. They know my children. I get up and go to work every day. My bills are paid. I'm happy where I am in my life. And I'm continue to grow. And a part of my story is that you can grow as well. That's my portion.